we were supposed to do this. Did you get one in your email?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, sorry. I was uh, saying that we had a structure, like the form of a timetable on the data analysis track. So it was like a timetable that had all the sessions that we are going to conduct, and also the time as well of the sessions that we're going to conduct, and how the flow will actually was actually
I'm
going to
aware
work.
of that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, you know how universities have a written down syllabus whereby students can go on their own and still do their research, and if they are late to classes, they know what have been done and what have not been. I don't know if I'm actually making a sense, because a lot of us are far behind and we are still trying to catch up, but we don't have a structured syllabus that we know that, oh, okay, this is what they did. Okay, after data cleaning, they moved into another thing for us to follow next. We're just, everybody's just trying to catch up with the, like, I'm aware of a certain number, and the percentage of people that have a followed up structure is very little, like they are following up class day to day. Because some of us, like me now, for the first few days, I was having issues because I'm still having the issue of having to install an Excel on my laptop because it's a new laptop. I've been having the issues. Same with some persons. So that was not rectified. That was not that. That's been something that we've been trying to rectify. Okay, everybody's. I've made contact with some few persons, and we are trying to know. Okay, let's see if we can do this, do that, do that. We've tried different things, and in fact, someone's laptop crashed in the process of trying to figure out how to install Excel. So because of that, I can vouch that there are at least 4 to 5 persons that are up to date with the classes, while every other person is trying to run, trying to pick up, like trying to catch up with the rest. It's if But I'm saying, if we have, because definitely we're not going to spoon feed us. If we have a detailed um how do I put it, a detailed handout, or a detailed works that we're supposed to do, so that when we miss, or when we are late, or we lack understanding, we can actually go back to it and try and do it on our own. But so I don't know if you've understood anything I said so far.
Yeah, I think I've got some few feedback that you are saying, and I would also like to ask you, because I was also told that these sessions are normally recorded. Are you aware of that? And also, do you have, from your end as a learner, do you have like a platform where My Dream Connect gives you access to maybe view the recordings of the previous classes as well?
Not at
Are you aware
all.
of that?
Not at all.
Okay. Okay. I was just trying to write that down. No, thank you for also bringing that up, because I know it's not only you that is experiencing this kind of challenges, but you have spoken for so many people also who have the same challenge of accessing previous classes, and also trying to catch up with uh, the classes as well. Do you have any other concern?
Actually, I think they used to put some recording of classroom into the WhatsApp group or into the maybe into the email. But I thought the facilitator usually mentioned that she used to put it inside one, yeah, a link like that. So, but I've not been able to access it because I was just done with the previous program I participated. So I've not been able to access that. But I think if I can be able to trace back, we'll be able to find the link where she will usually upload it.
Yeah, sure. I think with that issue, it's like a major concern. And what I'm going to do is try to uh, speak to my Dream Connects about this issue so that we can get it solved. Because we guys, we have like we introduced this intermediate class, so we have like a little bit of a comprehensive work to do for the remaining weeks, and we don't want to have this kind of trouble, because it brings also inconvenience. And yeah, I also understand from that as well. Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up. And so because of that, our first session for today is going to be a little bit of an overview of what data analysis with the Python entails and what we are going to discuss throughout the next coming weeks. All right, so with that, allow me to share my screen with you. Yeah, and you can always unmute and speak if you have any concerns. Throughout the next coming weeks, I'll be taking you through data analysis with Python, and we are going to have a discussion. It's more of a discussion. Every person is like going to engage in this particular session. All right, so I am sharing my screen. If you have any other challenges with seeing my screen, you can also unmute and speak as well. So this is the data analysis with Python. And for this track, we are going to explore some data analysis using Python programming language. And so from data preparation to advanced modeling, and we're going to dive deep into how this comprehensive overview and how we can leverage the Python skills into trying to discover, trying to bring new insights and which can be able to drive impacts and help organizations or businesses or even yourself make maybe better decisions as well. So with that, the first step that we're going to do, we are going to do data collection. And in data collection, we usually have different types of data collection. We have web scraping, and with web scraping, what we are doing is we are trying to extract data from websites using their APIs. And with this, normally we use like Beautiful Soup and Scrappy, which are very useful in extracting data in its raw format from different website APIs. And this one is quite detailed. And we also have the API integration. And this is where we use the APIs from different providers. Let's say Google API. We have the Google API from Google Maps. We also have the Twitter API. We have the Meta API. So these APIs are used for fetching data. And normally the data that is fetched from here are usually very large quantities. Normally it's called big data, which is used in API integration. And finally, the one that we're going to use, it's the file handling. And in this, we mean we are going to read and write data from various file formats, and we are going to use the CSV. So we have the CSV, we have the Excel, and also the SQL databases. And for this class, we are going to use the CSV, which will be, I believe it's going to be like very accessible to most of us, So those are the 3 collection ways in which we are supposed to collect our data. All right. Now, after the data collection, we are supposed to do a lot of data cleaning and reprocessing. So what this entails is trying to make our data clean. They usually say when you enter garbage in, the thing that you're going to get out is the garbage. So in this process, it's about trying to make the data clean, try to, remove any inconsistent data. You're trying to, maybe you have a missing data or a missing row somewhere that has null values. So you try to impute them, you try to drop that missing values, and you do a lot more of data cleaning, and we are going to discuss that in detail. And also we have also the normalization part of it, and this actually happens when we want the data to become understandable. So we have like data which has a lot of values, and you want to make it like people who are not on the technical part of it to maybe understand that data. So you try to normalize that data, and you bring like a common range in which you are going to use. So, and we are also going to discuss that in detail. And when it comes to feature engineering, this is where we introduce concept for machine learning. So with machine learning, what we do is that we try to make a prediction based on what the data actually says. So we try to make the machine to understand what the data says, and then it gives us the output. So that will be, we are going to discuss that on the feature engineering as well. All right, so after all this, after data collection, after data cleaning and the pre-processing, then now we have to visualize that data. We have to understand that part of the data. And so in this, we are going to do a lot of descriptive statistics, which means to explore the data set and try to understand the data set. In a data, we have columns and we also have rows. So to understand those columns and rows, we have to do some descriptive statistics. And so this is just trying to summarize the data, trying to show you the descriptive parts, like the mean, the mode, the median, the standard deviation, the percentiles, or the count as well. So, and also we are going to do data visualization in exploratory data analysis. And with visualization, it's just trying to output some visuals which actually represent what the data shows, so that when you're going to present this type of data to someone who does not understand the, the Python coding and all that, he's able to see from the visuals what you're trying to explain. So this is data visualization. And the feature engineering just extends to this part, and it's just trying to enhance the model performance. And by doing that, you're trying to also do some exploratory data analysis. So it's part of the EDA as well. So in understanding this, we have machine learning models, and we have 3 different machine learning. And so we have the supervised learning, and in supervised learning, we are trying to predict the outcome using the labeled training data. So here, you are just trying to make a prediction. Maybe you are trying to make a prediction on sales, and you have the past data for the, for the first 5 years, and you're trying to make a prediction of the next maybe 6 months. You have to use the data for the 5 years to train the model and then to make a prediction. So that is called supervised learning. It just uses the training data set. And the unsupervised learning, which is the second one here, you are trying to uncover the hidden patterns in data. So this data that you're going to use, it's not like labeled and structured as it is in the supervised learning. So here you are trying to use some sophisticated machine learning models that are able to understand your data and try to identify those structures and patterns in the data. And in this, it's going to discover them and maybe try to project them. And the third part of it is to ensemble the methods. So it's more of combining the multiple models to boost performance. So usually here you try to do as many models as possible and try to identify the model that performs best, so that you can use it in in a real project. Now you see, if you have a model that maybe gives you an accuracy of 99% accuracy, which means that the model will perform better 99% of the time. And you also have a 1% disadvantage where the model will misbehave and all that. But all these things can be improved if you have new data. When new data becomes available, you can also improve them. So this is the machine learning models that we are going to discuss. And when it comes to model evaluation, what you're going to do is try to, evaluate the model based on on how it has performed. So try to evaluate the model based on the accuracy as well. So the higher the accuracy, the better the model performs. And all this, you're going to discuss them in detail as well. So the practical application part of it on data analysis with Python, the practical applications is to, and these are just some of them. We have a lot, and a lot more. You can, you can do a lot of research on this. Here, the first one is predictive analytics. And with predictive analytics, you're trying to maybe focus the future trends and outcomes. And this is based on the previous outcomes that you have. So this is called the predictive analytics. And you also have the recommendation systems, where you see with the recommendation systems, I think they're usually available these days, because have you ever maybe browsed something, or maybe you are watching something on YouTube, and then you realize that when you scroll to the next video, you see that the content that is coming up every time, it's kind of similar to the one that you are watching. So here, what they're doing is that they're using the recommendation systems here. You are trying to, when you see, when you watch a video and maybe you like it, then the system is going to actually recommend more videos to you that you may like as well. So it's kind of a recommendation system, and it uses machine learning to do that as well. And you see, we also have anomaly detection, and this is just trying to identify unusual patterns, so things that are not normal in the data sets. So maybe you have a housing data set, and let's say the housing data sets, most of the rooms, most of the houses there have like a maximum of 5 or 6 or 7 rooms, and then you come to one one particular house which has like 45 rooms. You see, that's kind of an outlier. It is not like a normal thing in the data set. So it's like a anomaly detection, and this is quite broad, and it can be applied to many domains. It may be healthcare, it may be business or finance or something. So we also have natural language processing, and this is with NLP. NLP is basically to analyze text data. So you see, if you have maybe comments from Google, or you have feedback from your clients, and you want to, understand whether their feedback is positive or negative without actually reading all of them, since maybe in this case you might have like 5,000 feedback, and these are all text. You see, it's very difficult for you to read all of this text and determine whether this person is satisfied with the product or this person is not satisfied. So what you do is you do natural language processing, and what you do here is to try to group the comments and reviews into either positive reviews, neutral reviews, and also negative reviews. So all these are just practical applications that can be done using data analysis with Python. And at the end, for you to maybe for you to show your work to your maybe your employer or your the stakeholders wherever you're working, you have to give them visualizations. So you have to, and the visualizations have to be like clear and easy to understand, because they don't understand your language for coding Python. So they only understand visualizations which are clear to understand. So also we are going to discuss how to make clear visualizations which are able to show insights. And in that, when you do a presentation to stakeholders or your where you're presenting them, they're able to make those kind of data-informed decisions. Yeah, that's for the visualization part of it. And so after understanding all these, what are the next steps for you? So after Doing all this up to this level, the next step will be to apply your skills to real world data sets. We are also going to have that at the end of the at the end of the uh, course. We are also going to have the practical projects, and your duty is to do continuous learning, stay up to date with the latest tools and techniques. And I believe we are also trying to do that. And you can also do a lot of training as well, because there are a lot of free material out here, and we are going to share that through the WhatsApp as well. And you're also required to do community engagement. Yeah, you can join online forums and attend local meetups in your area. Maybe you have some tech summit or a workshop in your area. You can attend those and try to, try to keep yourself up with the learning and all that. And with this, I believe this is all the we are supposed to discuss according to the timetable that we have. And so before I proceed, I will also maybe allow you to ask any questions if you have any questions before we proceed. Yes, Mr. Emmanuel, how is it going? Do we have any questions to this?
Hello, good evening, sir. Hello, can I be heard?
Yeah, good evening.
All right, so
Yeah, I
so
can
far
hear
no
you.
questions. Yes, so far no questions. I was logged out of bad network, but I just rejoined again. That is when I heard you calling my name. So far, no problem. I've been following the rundown you're presenting.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Actually, this presentation, I'm also going to share it on the WhatsApp as well. So you will also have a look at it and see how we are going to, move on with the data analysis with Python as well. Thank you for that
It's fine, no
feedback,
problem.
Emmanuel. Do we have? Yes. Yeah, sure. You can always unmute again if you have any questions. Yes, Mr. Isaac, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. Please, I want to ask with this data analysis skill, please, after this program, are we just going to be available for employment or for the businesses we have been running? Like there are official businesses and some unofficial businesses. What I mean is businesses that employ people into white collar job or those that are just informal. I don't know whether you understand me like that. So if is there any way we can apply this skill in data analysis into personal business that are not that much official?
Yeah, sure. I mean, with the data analysis, it's a skill that you can apply to any business, provided there is data. So any business that has data set, has data, you can employ data analysis to help you with that. And the reason for data analysis is trying to you see that things in your business that you cannot understand clearly until you have that kind of and the best part of it is the visualization part, which actually shows you on how to or maybe shows you the important details in your business. So maybe you are working on sales of your business, and maybe you are experiencing the clients maybe were not being satisfied with your product. Then in this case, you are supposed to do data analysis, what we call the customer churn. So here, basically what you do is that you try to acquire the data set. You try to maybe use your sales data for last month, for the previous month, or maybe for the last 6 months. You use that data and try to understand your clients. You try to understand the profit that you made in those particular, months. So if you understand that, you are actually you can use machine learning to make a prediction for you for what it is anticipated for the next month. And actually this actually works because when the data set is clean, it will produce a model that is quite accurate. And we are going to do a project which is similar to this, because it's with business, I believe it's quite important, and it's cut across all fields. So yeah, Isaac, I think that is very possible, and you can do it as well. Do you have any other question? All right, so with that, I believe we are going to, because this session was not supposed to be quite long, because we have some issues that have arisen, but we are going to discuss the basic concepts for data analysis with with Python. Before I do that, I will allow you, Emmanuel, do you have a question?
Not at all, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, before even introducing to you the actual type of coding in these particular tools, we are going to see how we are going to install these particular tools. So sorry for that. Just bear with me a little bit. I'm trying to share the screen again. All right. So for you to do for you to code data analysis in Python, you have to use different tools, and Google Colab is quite useful. You can use Google Colab, and what you need to do, you have the link in the chat as well. You can click on that and you'll see it. So with Google Colab, what you do is that you sign up using your own email. So it's very easy. You sign up using your email address, and after you have signed up, you will open a new notebook. Here where it says open a new notebook. You'll click on that to open a new notebook, and it will kind of, load a little bit, but it will open for you a new notebook, right? And also let me know if you are not able to see my screen, because I believe this is the first part before introducing any concept. So you can see it's written untitled 1.ipynb. So that .ipynb means that it is a JSON file, which means you are able to code using Python language. Okay, so this new notebook that is opened here, it stores data in Google Cloud, in your cloud, because you signed up using your own email address. So when you are going to begin writing some Python code here, it's going to, store your data in your Google Drive, and you'll be able to access it. For the Google Drive, I believe you can able to access it in your device. You can just click on how to access Google Drive on the internet if you are not familiar to that, but I believe you should be able to access your Google Drive. So this is just one of the ways in which you can write your Python code. And I believe this is the easy one if your machine is not able to download heavy softwares. So this is the easy one. Okay. And I believe you see, you can, if you are not working on any data set, you can also use there are very many. You can, we have the W3 schools, right? Python editor, right? So all these are just compilers in Python, right? For example, the W3 schools over here, what you can do is you can run an online code over there, which is Python code, and just try to run it yourself and see the output. So on the left part, you see something like print hello world, and you see a variable X is Python, Y is, and Z is awesome. And then the guy is trying to print X, Y, Z, and you get the output on the right, on the black, the black editor there on the right, it prints hello world, Python is awesome. Okay. So these are some of the online compilers that you are able to use. But again, for you to use a data set, you have to use this particular compiler over here, which is the Google Colab, right? So for this particular class, for this particular course, data analysis with Python, we are going to use Google Colab if your computer does not have, much space. But if you have enough space and maybe your computer memory, your RAM is good enough, right? You can use other options as well. And so before that, let me allow you, Isaac, you can unmute and ask your question.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to ask about this. Is this an application, the Python? Is it an application? That's the first one. Secondly, is that with this you have opened here now, does it mean after installing that, is it going to install when we click on that link? And if it's installed, can we use it offline? Just like some other tech apps that we are using, like Dreamweaver for web authoring, this thing for creating websites. Also, we have like VS Code like that. So I want to know if this can also be used offline.
Okay. The first one, you say you are asking about Python, if it is you said if it was a software or something. Okay, let me answer that. Python, it's a programming language. So for example, you have JavaScript, you have heard of CSS, you have heard of SQL. SQL is a kind of a programming language, but for data, data analysis and stuff. But it can be used for some extent for programming softwares. So Python is a programming language, just like the other ones. So it's not a software or something, but it's modules that it uses. For example, for data analysis, it uses specific modules which are in a software. So for you to access Python, for example, here Google Colab, it means that they have installed the modules for Python in Google Colab, right? So for you to use Python programming language over here, that is what it means, that they have installed the Python modules for you. So your work here will be to just call on the modules, and then you will be ready to go, right? Secondly, since it's a website that we are accessing, you have to use it online, because the compiler itself is online. So here, for this option, which is option 1, the compiler it's online. So with Google Colab, you have to use it online as well. But you can save your file to your computer offline. I believe so, by just clicking on over here. When you click on file, you can see on the top left file, and then you can save you have so many options. You can save a copy to Drive. You can save to a copy to GitHub if you have one. Also save a copy over here, and you can access it online the next time you're online. You can also download it as a JSON file or as a .py, which is also a Python file. So you have so many options to do that. And
thank you, sir.
Yeah, did I answer your questions, all of them correctly, or? Okay, okay, let me allow you, Bishop, you can unmute and ask your question. Yes, Bishop, I think if you are speaking, I am not hearing you. Could you repeat that again?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you clearly now.
Okay. So I was saying that when you were discussing about the capacity or the storage of the system that will be used in this application, you said we need a very good one if we are not going to be using this Google Colab. I just want to ask, what's like the minimum or the average capacity that one can have to be able to be in a position where you can use other apps outside, I mean, other link outside Google Colabs?
Yeah, sure. So for that, I think because there are softwares to download for that. So if your machine, okay, let me speak about the minimum, not average. Let me speak about the minimum. Okay, I can speak about the average as well. So the minimum requirements is the 4 GB RAM and 250 GB storage. It can be HDD or SSD, the one that you have. But again, for this minimum, it means that you are only going to run a few softwares at a time. So let's say, for example, you are running one of the softwares that you're going to download is called Anaconda. So let's say you are going to run Anaconda in your system. Then that means that you're going to cancel the other softwares that are running also in your system. If you have a 4 GB RAM and 250 GB storage. And okay, for this, I believe the Core i5 will perform much better. The Core i5 processor. So if you have that, I believe you are ready to go with that. But if you have more, for example, let's say 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM, and maybe the storage is also 500 GB storage as well, and maybe you have a very good processor for Core i5 or Core i7, whatever you have, which is actually more, I mean, the better. Okay. Did that answer your question, Bishop?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Do you have any other question? Yeah, so I believe it also for those of us who are joining, this is our first session for data analysis with Python track. And what we are doing is that we are trying to configure the different types of softwares and tools that we are supposed to use for the next coming 4 or so weeks that we're going to do data analysis with Python. So the first tool that we have said that we're going to use is the Google Colab. It's entirely online. So for you to code in Google Colab, you have to do it entirely online, okay? The link is on the chat. You're just clicking up and signing up using your email. You open a new workbook or notebook, and it will bring you to what you're seeing on my screen over here. Okay, so this is the one that is very easy to do. Okay, let me cross over to another software that we are going to download if you have enough storage in your PC or desktop or whatever you're using. So I've just clicked on the, let me go back. So I've just Googled Anaconda download over here, and I've just clicked on the first link on Google, right? The first link on Google. So over here, you can see on the top right, something called the free download, right? So Anaconda is totally free for you to download. So the distribution is totally free. So this is the kind of software that usually has the Python modules, right? So as you can see on my screen, I'm just scrolling the packages that are available on the Anaconda. And these are all packages that we're going to use. From on your left, as you're seeing, the data exploration and transformation, NumPy, Pandas, Jupyter, you know, these are very essential to use. The Matplotlib, the Seaborn, they're very, very useful for us, right? So over here, let me try to skip the demonstration. And so after clicking the download, it was just on the right. After clicking the download, when I scroll, you can see we have different installers. So for our particular class, we are going to use the Windows installer, right? We have Mac, we have Linux, but for our particular class, we have to use the Windows installer. Because I believe that's we also have to do what the majority of people have, and we have also been this for quite some time. So I believe the Windows installer is going to be very useful for us to do, right? And you see it's close to 1 GB. It's actually 912.3 MB, but it's close to 1 GB. So you have to have storage for you to download it, right? Okay, before I proceed, let me allow you.
Please, are we to accept the cookies or we reject the cookies?
Yeah, just accept the cookies. It's not like something bad. You can just accept the cookies and okay. Oh, thank you very much for actually. I can see you are on the website as well. So you can just proceed and accept the cookies and try the free downloads. You can skip the registration and then scroll down to Windows over here. And you can just click the link where it's written Python 3.12. Just click on that link. And I believe it will start downloading in your system, right?
Please, I did not see download
It will
there.
start. Sorry?
I did not see download on the page.
All right. I'm gonna stop presenting, and you can present your screen, and so that we can. And this is what actually you are supposed to do in the whole course. What you are supposed to do is help one another in this, right? You can share your screen. You can share your screen. Yeah, you can see your screen on the top right where it's written the free download. You can click on that. Have you clicked on that? Yeah. Yeah, you can click on that. But you can also where it's written the provide email to download distribution. You can
Is it in sign up?
not sign up. No, not sign up. You can click the skip registration on the bottom of the button, which is submit. You can click on skip registration.
Okay. Where is that, please?
It's up. Scroll up. No, up. Scroll up. Yeah, just scroll up. So on that button, which is written submit, you are supposed to skip registration.
Okay.
And you identify your installer, which is Windows, and download that.
So this.
Yeah, just click on that. So ideally, it's supposed to start downloading in your downloads. And it's pretty much easy
It's showing it's
to.
downloading here, right?
Yeah. I think it's quite a large file, nearly one. Yeah, it's nearly
Almost
1
gig.
GB, 1 GB. So.
Okay, so we can continue, sir. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, you can stop sharing if you, but we'll just come back to you as we proceed on how to do that. So that's
Okay,
the
sir.
second, yes, that's the second software that you can use. We're going to, some of us have used that.
So as for the Python, we'll be using it online like that.
Yeah, there were two options. The first option was to use it online using the Google Colab. But the preferred option also was to using it offline by downloading that particular software, Anaconda, right? I mean, if maybe you don't internet or something like that, and you have a good computer, you can download it, the Anaconda, just I've seen you do, and then you can use it offline, right? and it will just work fine. So those are the two main interfaces that we're going to write our Python codes specifically for data analysis, right? Have any questions to that? Or maybe are we able to download the softwares from our end? Or let me ask some of us that okay, Emmanuel, you can proceed. You can ask.
It's all right. Thank you very much. So far, I've been following every step you're showing and all the softwares we need for the smoothing the process of analysis. However, for me, I've not been able to download it. I'm just following the steps as they are, so that as soon as I get my system, because I have a power challenge down here where I am at the moment, so I'm just noting them down so that as soon as I access power, I'll just do the download, then I'll continue with the classes. I just say, let me make my points clear. I'm not downloading it on a real time yet. I will do it subsequently later. Thank you.
Oh, great. I think fully you will be able to. So you just note down it's the website is called let me to share my screen again. So the website is it's you can just on the internet anaconda.org or anaconda Python download or something, but you able to reach this website and download it, right? Okay, so because it was not like it was not going to be fair if we just proceed with the because the work that we are supposed to do is comprehensive, so it was not going to be fair to rush. Some of us are not able to, are currently not able to get the softwares up and running. So it's very important for us to do this as a team. So if maybe some of us are also writing some code and you experience challenges, then it will not be right. So, and the way this is going to be, we are going to have also during sessions, right? It will be like me to assist us with homework and then to share our screen. I also need to know that we are on the same page. So we are going to have like people sharing their, you know, in out of view or something like that, right? So in that way, it is going to be effective, right? So this create time and load this software if possible before the next session, which is tomorrow, before tomorrow, because we are to like discuss more on the software. We are just going to get to some, coding or data analysis, right? Okay. I believe that's important. So, do you have any other question before I proceed?
It has downloaded.
Oh, great. Then
Should I share again so that others can see how we can install it?
yeah, sure. That's what actually, because for me, from my side, I might not be able. Yeah, share screen. Please share your screen. From my side, I might not be able to do a lot of that because I already have the softwares running. So it kind of, I just share screen and we can proceed from there.
Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, can see your screen. You can click on that button, that execute button. Welcome to the session. This here. Sophia, welcome to the session. How are you doing?
I have clicked it twice now. It's not showing.
Click it again.
Okay. I think this is it. Can you see it?
Yeah, actually, what you're going to do, because it requires like a little bit of patience. It's
Okay,
it's quite a bit of.
please, can you
So you
see
just
it?
take it slowly. Yeah, it has opened. So
Yeah.
you just click on next and agree.
Okay, sir. I was thinking if there will be anything at the end. Okay.
Yeah, just click on that. I recommend.
Okay. Just me, right?
Yeah, just me.
Okay.
Yeah, just click on next. Yeah, sure.
What should
Just click
happen?
on
Yes.
install.
I should leave it like that.
Sorry?
Sir?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can add the second one.
Okay, sir.
Or maybe just because it's not recommended, I think just leave it out.
I should remove it.
And Yeah, add the last one. Clear the package cache after completion. Right.
Okay, sir. So can I install?
Yeah, now
Okay,
click on install.
this one. Should I click
Yeah,
this?
the last one. Yeah.
I should
Click on
leave
the
this.
last one before
Okay,
install.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Then install.
Yeah, click on install now. Yeah, so with installing it usually requires some time. So you might have
Okay,
to just hold on there and just give
okay,
it a
sir.
little bit of time as it installs. But
Okay,
it's
sir.
okay, just share your screen, no problem.
Okay, sir.
You can continue sharing your screen because I believe we are going to use this. Some of us are going to use this to install that into our system.
I think it's going to take some time, sir.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So
Okay.
I can see some new people over here. Sofiat, how are you? How is it going? And also we have Omar. How are you, Omar? And how is it going?
Hi, good evening, sir. It's not going at all, though, because I'm lost and I just joined not quite long. I would watch the recap and I'll get in line.
All right. So are you in the intermediate data analysis class?
I don't know. I'm just in the data analysis class. I don't know if there was a different.
No problem. No problem. No problem. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'll get back to you just in a few. About Fiat, did I pronounce your name correctly? All right. Before we uh, Omar, I believe our sessions are normally recorded, right? I see over here it says the meeting is being recorded, and I'll try to get back to
Yeah.
us after contacting the people responsible for this recording. So I'll get back to us, and hopefully we'll be able to get this recording because we have discussed a little bit some important things that we are going to do. And
Okay, sir.
so we are going to, because the session is being recorded, I believe we should be able to get that recording. And the previous, okay, this is the first session for data analysis with Python. So we haven't done too many previous sessions. All right. So we were just trying to familiarize ourselves with what we are supposed to take throughout the course. right? Okay, so yeah, Sophia, you can unmute and speak.
Okay, good afternoon. Um,
Good
I,
afternoon to
I
you too.
I got an email that the intermediate class is on, so I decided to join. Is there like a registration, or I don't know if I'm supposed to be here? I need to understand what this class is about, sir.
Yeah, for the intermediate session, it's mostly data analysis with Python, right?
Oh, okay,
For the
okay. I'm
intermediate,
actually very much interested. Is it fine to join the class?
yeah, sure. I mean, you're already here, so it's okay to join the session, and it's really good because we have not actually kicked off a lot more. So this is our first session as well. So we have discussed on how the structure of this course is supposed to be, and what we are going to discuss. And we are also right now we are discussing the softwares that we are supposed to use for this session. Yeah, I mean, it's all good.
Okay, sir. So are we going to be having this class every Fridays, or a separate timetable will be out for this class?
So this class is actually going to be on Fridays and Saturdays
Oh,
from
okay.
3 p.m. 3 p.m. West African time to 6 p.m. West African
Okay.
time.
Okay. Okay. That's fine by me. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so for the recording, I believe there's somewhere, and if you are not able to access it from your end, then uh, I believe I'll talk to my team lead, and we'll be able to, sort that out with you guys. I believe that's okay with you. Right. So let me share my screen again as we wait for uh, the EMO to complete the installation so that we can continue. All right, so this is the navigator for Anaconda. So after installing the Anaconda from the website, what you're supposed to see is this navigation pane. And so you have a lot more different interfaces over here, right? And since you are going to be using Python language, Python is more friendly with the Jupyter Notebook, right? The Jupyter Notebook, okay? I mean, some of us who are familiar with the VS Code, the VS Code from here, from the Anaconda Navigator, or the recommended that I will recommend is to use, it's the Jupyter Notebook, right? Over here, okay? And also let me know if you are able to complete your installation from your side. Yeah, Adeyemo, you can let me know if you're able to complete your installation from your side, right? So over here, when you want
This is
to,
completed, sir. Let me share it.
okay, sure. Let me stop presenting then. You can present your screen then.
Here we are. I hope it's
So it
showing.
says installation is complete. Setup was completed successfully. So it's quite straightforward. You can see from how we downloaded it and how the installation is quite easy. Just following the instructions and then you are able to get here.
I need
So
to
it
click on
says
it.
installation complete. No, don't show details. You can click on next. Next. Yeah, you can click on finish. Right, so that basically means that you have the Anaconda already in your system, right?
Try cancel this.
No, just click on next.
No, this has been showing since even before the installation completed.
Okay, just cancel it because okay, now you have the Anaconda system already in your PC.
The Anaconda is loading now, sir.
Yeah, and again, as I said, the Anaconda, you have to like be patient and try to wait for it to initialize and try to open its software internally. So right now it's
So we
initializing as
can
well.
see how it's going to behave, sir.
Yeah, just continue sharing your screen, no problem. Yeah, so guys, you can see the installation of this software is straightforward. So it requires a little bit of patience to just follow the prompts that you are given on your interface, and you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go, right? So we're waiting for it to load. Open the navigate pane as well. So you can also bear with us for today because I believe that it is also important to. Yeah, sure. You can see your screen now. You can bear with us for today because it was very important for us to do this. Just click on this X. No, yes. Remind me later or something. Okay. Just sir. Remove that and then. Yeah, so open the navigator, the Anaconda navigator over here, as you can see on your. This popped up. No, click on X. These are just things for Anaconda too. When I should cancel? Just cancel it. Yeah, cancel it. Yeah, so with your Anaconda navigator over here, you can see you have different interfaces. Do you have the Jupyter notebook? Because that's the one that we are supposed to use, which is going to be easy. And then yeah, just search for Jupyter notebook. Jupyter like the planet Jupiter. Yeah, you can see spider, you can see all those. That's all that we have here. But search for Jupyter notebook. You can also, I think you can search on all applications on the top there and try to see it. It should be here. These are all the applications, sir. Yeah, maybe if you can move on slowly between different applications as you read the names and see, search for Jupyter notebook, right? Jupyter. Okay, should I search it here? Hello, sir. No, I don't think it's there. You can just use the scroll buttons on the, yeah, you can use those scroll buttons just slowly, not, and try to, because it's here. Oh, Emmanuel, you say it's loading other packages. Oh, great to hear that. Okay, still loading. Yeah, just let it load because. Have you seen it? No, sir. It's actually there. I mean, can you use maybe it's actually there. Okay, this is it. Jupyter notebook. Yeah, just click on that. So that is what I use. So if you want to click on it, you just launch it. I think there are two. What about this, sir? Yeah, not the Jupyter Lab. Just click on the Jupyter book. That's the one that has like Python packages configured, so it's pretty much easy to use that. Yeah, so what it does is that it opens like from your default web browser. So it's kind of open the interface on a web browser in your system. So here you can see it has opened an interface on Microsoft Edge, right?
Yeah, should I go
Right?
next?
Just open. Okay, now after here, you are supposed to cancel the Anaconda assistant, and then go to File, go to File, and click on New. So here you are supposed to choose a notebook.
Sir,
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you, sir.
Oh, hello,
sir.
can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Can anyone hear me? Hello?
I can hear
Yes,
you
you
now,
can be
sir.
heard.
Yes, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. So here you're supposed to click on File, New, then click on Notebook.
Okay.
Right? So you see, yeah, you can click on that, the environment base. Yeah, select on that.
Select.
Yeah, just click on select. Right. So all said and done, I believe we are good to go from here. So you can see it was a matter of just following the instructions that you are given, and then you are able to get here. So right now you can say you have installed Anaconda successfully and you have installed your environment, right? So from here, you are able to use this Anaconda environment
Question,
offline,
sir.
right?
Question,
Okay.
sir. Because it use browser to open it does not mean I can only use data to open it.
Okay. So Anaconda, the fact that you have seen it open a browser does not mean that it uses internet to do that. So everything here is completely offline.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Thank you, sir.
Everything here is completely offline for this Anaconda environment. So, but for some of us who are not able to download this in their local host computers, or because of maybe your system does not have enough storage or it hangs a lot, then the second option is using Google Colab, right? And the link, I've sent it a couple of times on the chat. If you want to do this online because your system is not able to install this, you can do that using the Google Colab. The link is on the chat. Just create an account and then open a new notebook, just as the one that Ade is showing on the screen right now. This is a notebook for Google Colab. just works the same as Anaconda, although that one is online, right? So I believe at the at point you are good to go, right? And some of us who have not yet done that, I urge you to complete that as soon as possible so that we can proceed, right? So that we can proceed. And at this point, do you have any other question? Or let me ask you, for ADM, I think I've gotten your answer. So we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel, are you able? Are you able to download the software?
No,
Or
not yet. I
which
saw
option are
on
you
the
using?
screen. No, I saw on the screen while the tools were loading. That is why I just commented here so that he will just take a brief look at it and give it some time to load before we see the particular one we are looking for, the Jupyter we are looking for.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. No problem. It requires a lot of patience to do that, right? Okay. So you're using the Anaconda, right?
Yes.
Okay. And for Bishop, are you using the Anaconda or the Google Colab?
I actually joined with my phone. My laptop is the battery is off completely. So, but I noted all the processes. So when the laptop is up, I can do that.
All right. Thank you for that feedback. What about Oyelade? Are you using the Anaconda environment or the Google Colab?
No, I'm with my phone. I'm using my phone at the moment.
Are you able? Okay.
No, I couldn't.
Are you
I
able
couldn't join.
to?
No, my system is down at the moment.
And about your laptop, will you be able to download that, right?
Yes, I will. I will be able to download it once it is fully charged.
Okay. What about Sophia? You will be able to download Anaconda. Is that right?
I already have Anaconda on my laptop before now, so I'm good to go.
Oh, fantastic. That is very great to hear that. Very good news. Thank you for that. What about Oma? Are you able be able to download Anaconda? Oma, can you hear me? Or let's check Sunny first. Sunny, will you be able to download Anaconda in your environment?
I'm using the Google Colab, sir.
Oh, great. Then you can also. So have you been using Google Colab for some time or?
No, but I just feel like the anaconda may take space on my phone,
Okay, okay,
my laptop. So
okay, no problem, no problem. In either ways, just the one that actually will work for you, people. Yeah. So with that said and done, I would like us to do just a quick overview of how to start maybe writing some Python. Okay, not really writing a Python code because that we'll do tomorrow. Maybe start off a notebook, right? On how to save a notebook, and maybe before writing a Python code, what Python module you need to install, right? So Adeyemo, could you share your screen one more time? Yeah, just launch the Jupyter Notebook, right? So yeah, we are using the Jupyter Notebook for you because it's offline. So you just, anytime you are going to do this, you're going to do it offline, right? So you see, for this particular notebook, for any notebook that you open, the top is written untitled, right? You can actually put your mouse on the untitled and double click to that untitled to, you can say, a workbook, right?
I
On
can't
the
see that.
top near Jupyter, where it's on the top left near Jupyter, there is untitled name there.
Checkpoint, right?
Yeah, left of checkpoint, there is untitled there. You can
Okay, this,
yeah,
I should click on it.
yeah, you can double click on it, and then since it is untitled, you can name it a workbook, right? You can just write workbook, but don't clear the .ipynb, right? Because you want it to remain a Python file. It's usually a JSON file, right? So just remove the untitled and write workbook, right? Or maybe, yeah, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, it says welcome. So that's one of the ways you can rename your workbook, right? You can just click on it and then try to rename it. And you can also click on file. Could you click on file? You can see we have so many things to do here. You can create a new workbook when you click new, and then the same process, you create a new workbook. You can also save file. Saving file in Windows computer is Control S, as it shows here. You can also save file as, which means you want to name that file into your preferred name. You can do a lot of things here, actually. You can also download that particular file, right? You can download that particular file, right? You can also save and export that particular file to different formats, including the PDF, if you want to, right? So these are all the some of the things that you can do in our workbook here. on Jupyter notebook, right? For instance, our notebook here is welcome. So on our welcome notebook, these are all the things that we can do when you click on file, right? Yeah, you can just cancel that and we can go back to go back to the first. Sorry?
I don't get that.
Yeah, so on the first line, you can click on there on the first line, and for you to do something, for you to do anything in using Python, you have to import the modules for Python, right? So on the first cell, sorry.
Yeah.
I just click on the first cell.
Where is that, sir?
On the first line of code, I mean.
Yeah, this line.
Where we have a blue, kind of a blue, no, just below where it says code, we have
yeah.
No, don't delete that cell. Go on your left and then no, don't delete that cell. Just go on your left and double click your mouse on the empty space. So yeah, just now go back to the first line of code there. You have added another line of code, right? Okay, so for you to do something in Python, especially for data analysis, you have to kind of import those modules which are in Anaconda to this notebook so that it can use them, right? So could you write import pandas? Let me put that. Write import pandas SPD.
Please, can you use your screen, sir?
Yeah, I can use my screen, right?
Okay,
so
yeah, let me stop sharing.
Let me share screen. Right. But that is great. That is great work. Thank you for that. Yeah, sure. So it's just what we're doing here is just basic yeah, so what we're doing here is just basic Python trying to configure on how a notebook we are supposed to save, which we have known that. We just click here and then type the name you want to. For this case, maybe I can name it workbook and then click on rename. After that, the name has changed to workbook. We have also seen how we can play around with this type of files. We can download as HTML. We can also download as PDF and download as .py and all those. We can also make a copy of that. You can also create a new workbook if you want to. But all this we are going to learn as we proceed, and it's quite a lot to. So for you to do any operation in a data set, here in Python, what you have to do is to import the different modules that are required. For example, here you can see I am trying to import pandas SPD, right? Sorry, pandas SPD. Basically, what I'm saying here is that, hey, Python, go and import the pandas module and name it as PD. Or maybe I can say import it and name it as NP, or just a short form, right? So what it does, it goes and takes the module which is pandas, and pandas is important because it actually helps us to understand the data set, the data frame. So it actually brings the rows and columns into perspective so that you can view, for you to view a table of columns and rows of data. It's pandas that actually does that. So if we import it as PD, then we also import NumPy, as NumPy is also called the numerical Python. So it actually deals with a lot of numbers, right? So NumPy is responsible for processing the numbers. If you want to calculate the mean or the median, or you want to calculate some addition, so what makes that possible is the NumPy library, right? So pandas is for specifically data frames of the data set, the rows and columns, and then NumPy is responsible for numbers, right? It makes the processing for numbers very easy. That's why it's called numerical Python, but we import it as NumPy. So import NumPy as NP, right? So these are all, and you don't have to cram all this because you are going to do this over and over. So we also import Seaborn, right? Now Seaborn is for visualization part, right? So us saying we need to import Seaborn, it's just saying we need to import the visual so that we can use Seaborn to visualize the dataset, right? Right. So Seaborn will help us to understand the dataset better in a visual way, right? And it's also important for us to import matplotlib, and you don't have to cram this .pyplot because you will be using this over and over again, right? You'll be using this over and over. Right, so after importing all this, so here we say we import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT, right? And there are other more that we can import, but they will come in at a later stage when we are doing some machine learning, right? So if you want to, after writing the particular code that you're writing over here, like you see I've written over here, if you want to run it, you click on Shift and Enter. When you click Shift and Enter, it is going to execute that cell and bring you to another cell over here, right? How do I know maybe it has run correctly or maybe it has an error? If it had an error or it did not run correctly, then I will receive an error message before this next line of code over here, right? I will receive error message that, hey, maybe we do not understand what you're saying over here, or maybe you for example here, if I said import pandas instead of pandas, I said import pandas, right? I would have an error. So error says, hey, the module that you are saying could not be found. So they say they do not recognize these pandas, right? But for all these other ones, they are green and blue. Here you can see they don't have the error. So it says we have an error over here. So the module, so the error here is they do not recognize the module named pandas, right? If you get that type of error, maybe module not found, you'll just go back and try to correct that because it's supposed to be pandas. That's how it's situated in Jupyter, in Anaconda. So if I correct it into pandas, then and click then Shift Enter, right? You can see the error is gone, and then we are going to line number 2, right? So this is the first thing that you are supposed to do before doing any operation, right? So if you also need this, I'll send it to you. If someone is doing it right now, maybe let me just put it over here on the chat, right? So if you're able to configure your Anaconda environment well, then I believe you can put that. You can put that code into your notebook and try to see what happens, right? And it's also similar for Google Colab, right? Because there are some people that are also using that over here. So this code, I've just pasted it over here, and then I've clicked on Shift and Enter. Is it the way to run it on over here? I guess so. Okay. I guess so. So for you to run something on Google Colab, you also have to click on Shift Enter. If you're using the laptop, if you're using the phone, I'm not sure, maybe Enter, or you can just figure it out. But you can see the code has run. So it means that it has imported all these. And you can see here we have a small green tick beside the cell, a small green tick over here, which just confirms that the code has run well. And it's actually true if you also name it incorrectly, then try to run it, you will still experience the error which says module not found error. So you have to like put the correct module, right? So that you can run it. Okay. So as I said earlier, what we were supposed to do is to configure the softwares and see how we are supposed to start with the coding part of it, right? And also some of us who are still who are running the code, you can also let me know if you experience any challenges with this simple illustration, right? And we'll see how we can go about it. And so with that, I believe that we are good to go. If not, maybe just create time and do it, hopefully before tomorrow, and then we'll just start at a very high note, right? And see how we're going to do this. It's going to be interesting, guys. So just stay tuned, and we'll do this. We'll do this really well. So for now, I believe that's what I wanted to illustrate with us for today. And yeah, you can proceed. At the end, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. As you were pressing the data inside that box, inside the line, I was also doing that. And I see that there are different things that is showing to me. So I've been raising my hand because I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, please share your screen so that we can do this real quick.
Okay, sir.
Because I know if we solve this type of issues, then the next person that is going to experience that will also be able to see or maybe recall that we did this and then it worked.
Please, can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah, sure. Can see your screen.
Okay. So this is everything. But I observed that this line, after pressing Shift Enter, this changed to 2, not 1. And when you click here, there is something that displayed like a video here. So I don't have all those here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So when when you click on Shift Enter and then it runs the cell and it goes to 2, that means that it's the second time that you're running that cell. And if you run it for the third time, it will shift to 3. It will mean that it's the third time you're running that cell, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what that numbering shows there, but it's not that important. The thing that is important is that you understand how to maybe program, how to write that code and to write it well so that even if you experience an error, then you are able to maybe solve that, right?
A question, sir. Question, sir.
The other one you're saying yes?
Okay. The example you gave us that it is going to show if there is any error in the data you input into it. So I did not get that example. You were mentioning pandas there. So did you remove this, maybe one of it? Then when you press when you press Shift Enter, maybe display something. Okay.
Yeah, so if you see that
I'm trying to, yes.
So anytime you see maybe an error which is named module not found error, then it should tell you that anytime you see it, it should tell you that you need to go back to where you imported the module, right? So let's say, for example, you had a very, very large line of code. So maybe because here you can see you have 4 lines of code for that line 3, right? You have 4 lines, right? Let's say you had like 30 lines of code or 25, right? And then you get this particular error. So your work is not to look at all the other lines of code. Your work is to go to this particular code and look for where you imported a module called Panda, and then you correct that, right?
Okay. So if you have like 5, 10 lines, it is going to display each of them under here. Like module not found for each of them, it is going to display all the 10. Is that what will happen?
So, yep, it is
I
going
mean,
to
we have large
display.
data.
It is going to display because the code cannot run if it has an error. So if it's the first line, it is going to display it from the first line, right? Which means it will not run the second, the third, and the fourth line before you actually handle the first line, right? That is what that's how actually Python works. So it runs the code line by line. If it finds an error in a code, then it will stop there and say, we have an error here, right?
But the fourth line is not showing here at all. What's the reason for that, sir?
The fourth line is not.
I mean, the fourth line here, this is not showing in here. It does not make any comment about it here. The first 3 lines, it made comment on it, like selling 3, line 1. So I did not know why it does not show anything. Is it because there's no error in it or what, sir? Since it's displayed the first 3 lines.
Actually, what is it shows actually what it does is that it cannot show actually the whole line of code.
Okay, sir.
So it reaches a point and then it stops there because it has already found the error. So what it does is it gives you the error and then maybe display 1, 2, or 3 lines of code and stops there, right?
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So you see, what we're doing here is what we are supposed to be doing every other time we have a session like this. So that because now I know very well that you understand you have done there and you can do it again, right?
Yes. So Control S to save it and we can leave, right?
Yeah, you can just Control S and then when you turn back, then you can just open file and then click on the particular notebook which is welcome and you'll be good to go.
Okay,
that's
sir.
it.
Okay. Please, you can show that to us at your end, sir.
Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, I think that was all for today. And I think we have done a very good work. And as you have said, let us go and try to download the software and try to run those 4 lines to see if we experience an error. And then that will be the first thing that we discuss tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have a session 3 p.m. West African time, which is 5 p.m. East African time. So before I conclude, do we have any question? Do anyone have a question?
It's all right. Good evening once again. Hello, can I be heard?
Good evening too.
All right, Tom.
Yep, we
Mine
can
is
hear.
not really. It's not really a question. It's just a word of appreciation. The pace at which you moved at and the processes are really, really interesting. I really appreciate you for that. And I wish us all the best of stay because this opportunity you've provided for us, for some of us, is really a great one. I just want to appreciate. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Sofiat. Adem, I think,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
yeah,
Please,
3 to 5 p.m.
I saw something
time.
like, sorry, what do I call it? Attendance here. So since we are not some of us here are not intermediate participants, do we need to sign the attendance?
I mean, I'm not sure about that, but because there is no scene in signing the attendance, right? You can sign the attendance, and then I'll inform my team lead about that, right? So I think you can just sign the attendance, and I'll inform them about that. So the attendance is on the chat. You can just click on it and sign it as well, right? Thank you so much, guys, for
the form is going
the
to
word
ask
of
us.
appreciation.
The form is going to ask whether we are intermediate or beginner. So since it is intermediate class, that is why I'm asking whether we are going to fill it with beginner or intermediate.
Yeah, just fill it with the beginner.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, I'll inform my team lead about that. Yeah, I've said I'll inform them about those who filled the form, right? All right. Any other question?
Do you mean the session tomorrow is going to be 3 to 5 p.m. or you mean 5 p.m. to 8? Or is
Yeah,
it the
the
same
session
time
is
as
going to
today?
be 3 to 5 p.m. West African time.
West African. Thank you.
Yeah, it just corresponds with the East African time at 5 to 8 p.m., right? Because we are ahead of WAT with approximately 2 hours? Yes, 2 hours. So if it is 3 p.m. WAT, then it is 5 p.m. EAT, East African time. Yeah, no problem. I think if you already filled the form with the intermediate, no problem. The most important thing is filling the form. So, yeah, to me, I think it's okay. But I'll inform them, and then hopefully I get back to you guys tomorrow about the questions, about the recordings tomorrow, before as we start the session tomorrow, right? So thank you so much, guys, for joining the first session and also for participating actively to the session as well. So allow me to.
Is there anything we need to do before tomorrow's session, sir?
Yeah, I mean, for you, at the end, I think you are good to go. But for some of us, I think we should download the software and then try to run those of code. I think that if possible before the session tomorrow. But yeah, sure. I think that's what we are supposed to do. But about the assignment and all that, I think I'll be able to start with it tomorrow, right? Yeah, sure. Thanks for that. Yeah, sure. So thank you so much, guys, for attending the session. For now, I'd like to say thanks, and we'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.